Well, for our Teen Read Week, we'd like to welcome another one of our authors today, Rachel Coker, who has a brand new YA novel, brand new for Zondervan and brand new for Rachel. It's your very first novel, and your story is a little unique, Rachel, because you are 16 years old now?
Yes, I had my 16th birthday about 2 weeks ago.
Wow, and this was your first ever novel that you wrote, correct?
Yes, I wrote it when I was 14 years old, and I signed the contract right after my 15th birthday. So
Wow, so pretty crazy initial success, huh?
definitely weird being a teenager having this happen. So it's a lot nicer than having a normal job, though. So.
Oh yeah, I bet. So Rachel, with this new book, it's called Interrupted, The Diary of Allie Everly. Can you tell us about the book and what it's about?
Okay, sure. Interrupted follows the story of a teenage girl named Allie Everly, and she's growing up in the 1940s, and she lives alone with her mother, and her mother's very sick and actually dying of a brain tumor. And after Allie's mother dies, she has to move across the country and live with a new adopted mother, and it's really just the story of at first, Allie feels very bitter and angry towards God and towards her adopted mother about what's happened. And it's a story of God melting her heart of stone and bringing her from a place where she's angry and she's bitter at the world to a place where she can finally accept forgiveness and love and family. And that's basically what the story is about. It's her personal journey.
As we mentioned, this was your very first novel that you wrote. Can you kind of tell us how that all came about?
I never really wrote much at all until I was in 6th grade. That's when I wrote my first short fiction story. But my mom really liked it, so I worked with an actual writing coach for a while, and I would write all kinds of different fiction stories and short stories and stuff like that. And then when I was about 12 or 13, I branched out on my own. And that was around the time I started thinking of the story for Interrupted. It was sort of loosely based on something that happened to me in real life. I had an uncle who died of a brain tumor, and just watching the effect that his death had on my cousins. Yeah. And so I started thinking of this character and this story and just writing, in my bedroom at night when everyone else had gone to sleep. And by the time I finished it, I just figured, I spent a lot of time working on it. So I prayed a lot and just sent it out there to some different agents. And it was really God that made it happen because everything just came together and I wasn't expecting it at all. But I think that the hardest part of writing anything, not just writing Interrupted, is writing it to the end. I mean, every time that you start out writing a story, it's always so exciting and you have so many different ideas for scenes and for characters, and you feel like you're on such a high and so full of energy, and everything comes so easily. And then you get to a point, usually about page 50 or so, and all of a sudden it gets hard, and you get to a scene that you don't want to write. It's not very fun, that's kind of boring or depressing. And I think that the hardest part is writing that scene anyway and pushing past it and getting to the end. And I think that when you get a book, and this is the way I felt about Interrupted, when you have a story that you're so passionate about and that you're so excited about, that you can make it to the end and you can not only write those tough scenes, but make them as enjoyable to read and as easy to read as the rest of the book. I think that that's not only the hardest, but the most rewarding part of writing anything. Is just being able to finish it, no matter how hard it seems at times.
Can you tell us your 5 favorite books of all time, and do it in 20 seconds or less?
Okay, so, I don't have a timer, but I'm going to try to do this really fast.
That's fine. I'm going to set the timer, and I'll tell you when to go, okay?
Ready?
All right. Ready, and go.
Okay, I would say Alice in Wonderland, Bridge to Terabithia, The Witch of Blackbird Pond, Peter Pan, and Gone with the Wind is my favorite book of all time, but I would probably recommend that for high schoolers because it's a little harder and more adult than some others. But that's the best.
Excellent.
Those are my 5 on one hand.